It's a funny thing being in front of the camera. I started this YouTube channel in the middle of COVID, and I have changed my welcome message a few times. And I've uploaded videos, but I never get used to being in front of the camera, which is hilarious because I've done a little bit of acting, some films, some commercials, and theater. I guess theater doesn't count because I feel like I'm not conscious of being in front of a camera. The purpose of my channel is to tell my story without shame and guilt so that you can tell yours freely. My scripture that I try to hang on to is I speak in order to set the captives free. We've all been through different things in our lives. We've all been through trauma, devastating things, grief, just a variety of challenges in our life. And the purpose of my channel was to start talking about some of those, but it has deemed much more difficult than I thought. I didn't realize it would be challenging for me to verbally talk about sexual abuse or domestic violence or mental abuse, uh, even car accidents, grief, people close to me dying, and just the constant grind of living in survival mode. I've been trying to find a way to get past all of that. And what it ultimately comes down to is I just have to start. Some of the videos that you'll see posted, they are, well, I share, but I don't believe I'm as transparent or as straightforward as I could be in telling my story. And remembering that as I tell my story, it is from my perspective and my memory, not to hurt anyone, but to just tell it again, to tell my story without shame and guilt so that you can tell yours and be free. That is my goal for this channel. I am stepping out because I know that there are people watching who are going to, who know me. Some people know my story, some people don't. Being a people pleaser most of my life, I have had to get past that. But as you go through and hear each story or the things that I share, because I also write poetry and other things, I hope that you find the capacity, the energy to put down a bag. Maybe you've been through sexual abuse as a child. And what happens is what people don't realize who've not been through it, and they say, oh, you just need to get over it, is you carry that. It doesn't matter how many apologies, even if you've forgiven that person or what has happened and you've gone on with your life, and maybe your life is great, but I'll speak for me and what I believe based on research and what I've understood about it, it still is that just a little bit of a scratch every now and then. It doesn't control you, but it's there. That's why I want to talk about those things. I want you to be able to be free of the bondage around those things. This will be difficult for me, but I am determined, say it with me, determined to share my story and my stories, my poetry, songs that have helped me to get through how I've managed and coped. But I'll be honest, my ground, my foundation is my relationship with God. And it didn't happen overnight because I was angry with Him for a very long time. And I know you've never been angry with God. You've never yelled at Him. You know, I'm sure your relationship with God is perfect. Mine, oh yeah, I'm a yeller. I'm gonna point my finger up. Do my neck roll. Yes, but I digress. But I want you to know where I'm coming from. I want you to know how real I am. I want you to know how honest I'm going to be. This is not necessarily, I would not count it as a channel or stories that you would want to share with children. Um, it is adult. It will not be X-rated or anything like that, but I will talk about some things and tell my story. It's funny because as I thought about when I was going to record this video as my initial video of my comeback, I thought, I don't want to write this stuff down. And I honestly don't. I have been to counseling and therapy, and I just have no desire to write a book about my life. I thought I did. Now, I have written a book with other women. I've shared portions of my life, but let me give that plug. The Ashes Have Voices. Okay. So, but I just made the decision. I don't want to put all this down on paper. I want to talk about it. I want you to comment about it. I want to be able to have conversations. I am not a counselor. I am not a doctor. I have no certifications. I have no degrees. The only thing I'm sharing is what I've been through, the journey, what brought me through, how I've handled it. I'm going to talk about people and situations, how I've cut people off and why. I'm just going to divulge a lot because I believe my story is also your story, and your story is also my story. We're on this journey, and I hate that we don't travel together, that we don't see where the emotion and experience and the way it happens may be different, but we're all just trying to get past surviving and start living. Well, that's it for now. I don't know if you're new to my channel or if it's the first time seeing one of my videos, but as I always say, and what I believe, speak your truth. Live with transparency. You will see the triumph. I am Celeste Jonay.